This week in the news, the city's Department of Health announced that 12 cases of Legionnaire's disease had been discovered in Flushing, and the city was investigating cooling towers as a potential source. The Department of Health would not disclose the exact locations of the outbreak, but noted that the ages of those affected ranged from 30 to 80 years. 7 of the individuals had been released from the hospital, and 5 were currently recovering. We're not giving you streets. We're not giving you a border because we don't want people to say, oh, I live north of the area that they're worried about, so I'm not going to worry about my cough and fever, said Department of Health Commissioner for Disease Control, Dimitri Daskalakis. In other news, the National Transportation Safety Board confirmed that coach bus driver Raymond Mong ran a red light before colliding with an MTA Q20 bus in Flushing on September 18th. The crash killed Mong and 2 other people. Additionally, the board found that Mong's bus was traveling between 54 and 62 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Meanwhile, state legislators announced legislation on Tuesday to better regulate the charter bus industry. Assemblyman Ron Kim and State Senator Toby Stavisky announced a bill that would make changes to Article 19A of the state's vehicle and traffic law, such as requiring the Department of Motor Vehicles to issue a new credential to bus drivers that must be displayed when they're on duty and conduct annual audits of motor carriers. And Western Queens leaders blasted the MTA for closing down the North and West lines, 30th and 36th Avenue stations, for 8 months for upgrades that the leaders referred to as, quote, cosmetic improvements, such as LED lights, new staircases, and security cameras. State Senator Michael Gianaris said that he believed the agency should instead have added new elevators to make the stations more accessible to the disabled. Quote, at a time when we face a crisis of subway reliability and accessibility, the MTA chooses to spend hundreds of millions of precious dollars on cosmetic improvements that will do nothing to improve subway service or accessibility, he said. And those are the top stories this week in Queens. This week's Queens Tribune news video is sponsored by McSam Hotel Group, LLC, located at 420 Great Neck Road in Great Neck.